Rants on the Better Sports Network. What is going on, everybody? Somebody has a case of the Monday. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And well, Bob's your uncle. Rants on the Street with Thomas Stevens. Shout out to my producer, Tyler Soto. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. That's at Better Network at all your social media platforms. I, of course, am at Edward Raus on all your social media platforms as well. What a show we have for you tonight. And I mean, we are jam-packed. We are jam-packed. We are going to go quick. We are going to go steady. And we're going to get you lots of news, lots of bets, lots of fun here on Monday Night Rants. We're going to be talking the MLB trade deadline, which is tomorrow with Heavy T. And then we're going to be talking the Olympics with Elliott Jams from The True Show, New Rock 104.1. Also, NFL has a lot to offer still, because we're here. Pads went on today, baby. The pads went on today. This will be the last show that is going to be kind of all sports heavy, because the next few weeks are going to be all fantasy football. Football, fantasy football. We're going to go over positions, rankings, drafts, mock drafts, everything coming up in the next few weeks, followed by our Guillotine League draft. Our live Guillotine League draft will be August 27th. That's a Tuesday. We're still doing a show that Monday, but we're going to be doing a special Tuesday live show, the Guillotine draft, where 18 lucky souls, or 17 and me, will be drafting in the Guillotine League this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. The form to sign up for the Guillotine League for Monday Night Rants will be up right after this show on MondayNightRants.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let's jump right into it, because, like I said, we have a lot to get into tonight. It's been slow. It's been weird the last couple of weeks with nothing really going on, but training camp started. We have pads. We have baseball trade deadline. We have the Olympics. We have a lot going on in the sports world, and I am here to bring it to you all. So without further ado, it's time for tonight's Rant Lines. This is going to be an Olympic-themed show, so we're going to start with the Olympics first. If you're not first, you're last. Well, the United States of America has been known to be the medal frontrunners to have the most medals by the end of the Olympics. However, it seems so far, I know we're only a few days in, but gold is a problem here. We do have the most with 20, followed by France with 16. But they're all silver and bronze. Where are the golds? And swimming, silver and bronze. We only have 3 gold medals so far in the Olympics, and they are in, well, swimming, 2 of them, and fencing. Which, by the way, I love fencing. I'm not going to lie. It's been fun to watch and really exciting. So hopefully the golds get kicked up a little notch here. I know, obviously, the women's gymnastics tomorrow will probably pull off the gold. They're the favorites. Women's soccer are a favorite, but more on these odds later, because I'm going to be discussing these odds with Elliott when he comes on. We're going to be blind betting some Olympic games. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. But if you missed it this morning, let me just say, The skateboarding in the Olympics. Today was the men's street final, and it was some of the best skateboarding I've ever seen. Now, I skated my whole life. I was a skater when I was a kid. I was never really good at it. I was okay. Not like doing crazy-ass double kick flips off rails and stuff. But, I could pop shove it and ollie and do a kick flip and a heel flip and all that good stuff. Well, probably not anymore, but I used to be able to do that stuff. Okay, people? But today was some of the best skateboarding I've ever seen, the best skateboarding competition I've ever seen. Nyjah Huston was fantastic. He won the all-around. But then when it came to best trick, at the very end, Japan got us once more. But it was really exciting to watch and a lot of fun. So go on your Peacock or whatever and just watch the replay of it. It was really awesome. And I'm glad that it's in the Olympics because it is a very technical sport. And hard and crazy and insane. And some of the tricks I saw today, one of them, the guy who won the gold from Japan, he literally did something that is the margin of error is so small to hit what he did, and to do it was incredible. So check it out today if you can. But let's jump into training camp here. Obviously, over the last week, Jordan Love is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Jordan Love, 1 year under his... That's what destroying the Cowboys of the playoffs will do to you people. Right here, right now, Jordan Love, $220 million, 4 years. All that sitting behind Aaron Rodgers paid off. Now, listen, he was good last year. He was second in the league in touchdown passes. He started off slow. But is he worthy of the top spot, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? Is he? Let me ask you a question. Let me just go over, we saw Tua's contract too. Let me just ask you a question. Out of all the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, paid-wise, the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL, salary-wise per year, do you know how many Super Bowls have been won by the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL? I'll give you a second. How many Super Bowls have been won by the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL? You ready for it? You ready for it? 0. 0. There has been 0 Super Bowls won by the top 10 paid quarterback in the NFL. Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, and rounding it out, our boy Kirk Cousins. Patrick Mahomes is 11th on this list. Josh Allen is right behind him, followed by Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl winner. Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl winner. Now, there aren't a lot of Super Bowl winners left nowadays because of the Tom Brady era. But it's surprising to me the amount of money quarterbacks are getting for not doing much. Not winning playoff games. Obviously, Jordan Love did. I get it. Justin Herbert. It's Kyler Murray. Like, what are we doing here? We're in an era where the quarterbacks are getting paid so much money. It's almost like a bet. These teams are betting on these quarterbacks to deliver. And looking at this list, it's okay not to. You just got to be decent. How many games has Deshaun Watson played in the last 3 years? Kyler Murray. Justin Herbert was hurt last year. And now we have the Dak Prescott situation. What are we going to do with Dak Prescott? He's obviously going to have to get paid. Is Dak Prescott worth the money of Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, or Joe Burrow? Probably. To me, that is crazy. And absolutely, and I mean insane. And the quarterbacks on the top 100 list, if you haven't been following along in the NFL, each day they release 10 of the top 100 list. They like to really prolong this as long as they possibly freaking can. Until the last day where they do the top 10, but they do them one at a time. Ooh, scary. But look at the top quarterbacks on this list so far. Trevor Lawrence is at 94. He's the third highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That is insane. Aaron Rodgers is 92. Kirk Cousins is 81. Is Kirk Cousins better than Aaron Rodgers? I know Aaron Rodgers is getting old. He's coming off an injury. Justin Herbert is at 75. Justin Herbert has broke rookie records. He's 3 years in the league. He's broken records. Going down more. Jared Goff. Okay, good year with the Lions. Is he better than Justin Herbert? Is he better than Aaron Rodgers? What are we doing here? Matthew Stafford at 42. He won a Super Bowl. Is he better than those guys? Is Matthew Stafford right now today better than Justin Herbert? Is Matthew Stafford today better than Aaron Rodgers? Is he better than Kirk Cousins? I don't know. Is he? Joe Burrow, 39. Okay. At 36. Tua Tagovailoa. Tua. Is Tua better than all those guys? Right now. Tua. He has arguably the best receiving core in the NFL. Is he better than Joe Burrow? I don't think so. Is he better than Justin Herbert? He's not better than any of those guys I just named that are behind him. And this is voted on by the players. Jordan Love, 34. He had 1 year. Jordan Love has had 1 year. And he's the 34th ranked player in the NFL? What? What? I don't mind his contract. I really don't. But he's not the 34th best player in the NFL. Sorry. If you disagree, put it in the chat. But he's not. This is dumb. It's silly. Top 100. Get out of here. Breaking news happened right before the show or a couple hours ago. Speaking of all these contract situations and holdouts and training camp, and CeeDee Lamb was close to a deal with the Cowboys that would make him the highest, would make him the second highest paid receiver in the NFL, closing in on a 4-year deal worth $136 million. Now, Justin Jefferson would be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. That deal, if it were to go through, could be breaking news by tomorrow morning with CeeDee Lamb. He would be the second paid receiver in the NFL above A.J. Brown. To me, looking at the list of receivers in the highest paid, it makes total sense. Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Devontae Adams. Good. That all makes sense. Those are the best receivers in the NFL. The quarterback market makes 0 sense. 0. It's insane. But here we are in this day and age. So Lamb deserves it, by the way. He really, really does. And we also have the T. Higgins situation and the Jamar Chase situation there. Jamar Chase should be up there too as well. Chase should be a top 5 paid receiver in the NFL. When it's all said and done, he will be. Let's be real. Receiver market makes sense. The quarterback market does not. So, while the Cowboys are working on that, there's one other area we have to look at, and that is their depth, because they have no depth. Because the Cowboys are in a crisis right now. The Cowboys' crisis is very, very simple. Jerry Jones said, I'm going all in. I'm all in, baby. I'm all in. He did nothing in free agency. Their draft was not good. And then here we are at training camp, first day of pads, and a pivotal depth piece on the defense. Sam Williams goes down. ACL tear, out for the season already. This is the first big injury of training camp, and a big one, and it's the Cowboys. So not getting depth in free agency, not having a good draft, you lost a pivotal piece to the defense. This defensive depth chart is very, very slim for the Cowboys. Their starters are studs. Studs. But after that, it's a lot of rookies, free agents that were signed a couple years ago, 7th round picks. It is bad. So any more injuries on the defensive side for the Cowboys, it's full panic mode. Full panic mode. Because Sam Williams was a pivotal piece to that defense and the depth of it, especially rushing the quarterback. And now you go, okay, what do we do now? Hopefully Jerry Jones has some tricks up his sleeve, because it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, because there will be injuries. And the Cowboys' depth is, and you can argue on the offense too, by the way. Even the offense for the Cowboys isn't that scary either. So if the defense is hurt, which has been their bread and butter, oh boy, Cowboys fans, it could be a rough year, if you know what I'm saying. It could be a rough year. This is fun. I read this today and I was like, this is exciting. This is fun. This is just fun. Mac Hollins is a receiver who is now on the Buffalo Bills. He was on the Raiders. He's traveled a little bit. He was really good on the Raiders by a couple years ago. They needed it. So he's a good role-played receiver. I would say he's one of the most interesting people in the world because, well, it turns out that this guy, the only time he wears shoes on his feet is when he's actually playing and practicing NFL games. I'm not kidding. He only wears shoes when he has to. But then it gets even more interesting. Because he came out today and said, I haven't eaten a vegetable in 3 years. He doesn't wear shoes. He doesn't eat vegetables. Okay. How can it get weirder? Well, when Mac Hollins does eat, he doesn't use utensils. What? That's right. Mac Hollins, no matter what he's eating, and we know that he doesn't eat vegetables. What we know is that Mac Hollins eats probably a lot of meat and beans with only his hands. So shout out to Mac Hollins for being pretty much an NFL equivalent to a caveman. Mac Hollins, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. Who else for him? And the Bills are going to need him because, speaking of depth issues, their receiving core is needing some depth issues. So hopefully his little no hands to eat and all that good stuff pays tribute to a good season for the Buffalo Bills. But I thought that was a lot of fun. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. If you like betting nerfies, so that's no run first inning on baseball games, well, I've been doing it with the bestodds.com's Nerfy Pro. Nerfy Pro. That's right. The Nerfy Pro. Go to bestodds.com/Edward. You get a 7-day free trial for Nerfy Pro. And when you use it, you get all the stats you need just for the first inning to help you win your bets. I've been crushing, man. I think I'm like 7-2 since I started using it. You can see my videos. I've been posting them. Free trial. Just try it. Win some bets and say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's worth the couple, dollars a month to help me win my Nerfy bets. I think it is. Check it out. bestodds.com/Edward. Edward. EDWARD is how it's done. And get your Nerfy on, as they would say. Since I started this show, trades are coming in crazy for Major League Baseball. Absolutely insane. We had one on my list that just got traded. So we're going to have to change our entire thing here with Heavy T. The whole thing. But we're going to bring it to you fast and loud. Everything that's happened. We'll see who's won the trades, who we think's going to be traded. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be an absolutely crazy day. A lot of teams are in the mix here. I think the Padres will do something crazy. The Yankees are doing crazy things already. The Rays just gave up on baseball. They're just like, you get a player, you get a player. They're just Oprah Winfreying literally their team. The Cubs made a trade. I don't know why, but hey, here we are. The Mets will need to do something. The Cardinals are an interesting team. The Braves have nobody left. The injuries have struck everything into their soul. So who will be traded and who will go? Well, Heavy T will answer that question in just a few. But first, this.
Coach Foster, welcome to the Big Ten. We'll begin with your opening statement.
How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here. Glad to be a part of this great conference. Finally putting two great emblems together, UCLA and the Big Ten. We're a school that's won, 123 championships, so this fits us being right in this conference. Football-wise, we're just excited. You know, I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC. We I'm just basically excited, really. That's it. Any questions?
In a second.
Put me in, coach! Oh, I'm so pumped up. I'm ready to go. We're in LA. It's us and USC. Oh, let's go. I'm pumped. I'm going to rip out my shirt. I'm going to Hulk Hogan this right now. What on earth was that, Deshaun Foster? What on earth was that? That had to be the worst intro speech for a head coach I have ever seen. We're in LA. We're in LA. We're in LA. Us and USC. I'm just excited. Heavy T, are you ready to go play for Deshaun Foster this year for UCLA?
I am not, and they will finish probably towards the bottom. That was the most unenthusiastic intro, I guess you could say, I've ever heard in my life.
Possibly the worst.
No, it's up there. Yeah,
it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. So while we're talking, there's trades going on. So a lot going on in the MLB world right now. Trades galore. One of them that was on my list of will he be traded just got traded. So we'll have to talk about him for the Blue Jays. So let's run through it real quick. Let's go through the trades that have already happened, and you tell me if it was a good trade or a bad trade. You ready?
Do it.
Randy, I'm going to screw up his name because I always do. Rosarina. Oh, on point.
Yeah, that was actually good. That was pretty good.
That was good for the Mariners. But the Rays, what are they doing, man? They're just Oprah Winfrey players right now, right?
So the Rays are in sell mode for the first time in a long time.
But they're not getting anything back that's like valuable.
I think that's fine, though. They're known for just having an abundance of players in their farm system. I mean, you got to remember, they still have Junior Caminero, who has not been up yet. Number 3 prospect all of baseball. True. He's for sure coming now.
You get a point. But Aiden Smith and Brody Hopkins, does that excite you for the Rays? Does that for that trade. I mean, obviously,
The Rays.
robbery.
The Rays could trade me a loaf of bread, and somehow that loaf is going to throw 95. Okay, like, the Rays are just really good at development. So
you could be right. All right, Yankees and Jazz, the Jazz Chisholm effect. What do you rate that?
I actually like this, even though he nearly hurt himself in his first game yesterday.
That's going to happen.
I think it's a good move, but the Yankees need to do a little bit more. But I did see
Yankees need pitching. They need pitching, and they need pitching now.
So here's one thing I don't understand. Apparently, and I think it was Bob Nightingale that tweeted this out. They're looking at Jack Flaherty. Okay?
A lot of teams are, and we'll be talking about it more later. But yes,
and they've come out and said, or at least Bob said, that they came out and said that if they land Flaherty, they're going to trade Cortez.
Nestor?
Yeah, which
you can't trade Nestor the molester.
I just kind of looked at that. I'm like, don't you need both of those guys? Like, why would you trade one just to get rid of the other? And if you ask me, they're on an even playing. You'd be grabbing one dude and laterally trading it up. Like, what's the point of that?
It's the Yankees. They do weird things at the trade deadline, and they have.
I guess, but that one, I don't know. We'll see. But the Jazz trade, I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
and I did tell you he would go. I did say last week that he would.
You did. You called it. You know what? You're another point, dude. Jeez, points after points after points. This one's gonna hurt your heart here, but you also called this one. Carlos Estevez going to the Phillies to become their new closer. Actually, they even said he will be the closer here. Thoughts on that?
This is a win-win for both teams. The Angels have desperately needed pitching help for a long time. They got back the number 5 and the number 7 prospect, both pitchers, in the Phillies system. Kind of a steep price to pay for a guy that, while he's the best reliever on the market, he's only going to be there for about 2.5 months, maybe 3, depending on how far you get into the postseason. I like it. If Philly wins the World Series, then yes, it was totally worth it.
Slow down.
But here's the interesting thing that at least I thought was interesting. I follow a bunch of Angels beat right reporters because, Angel fan, right? So they've come out and said that Estevez, I guess, apparently had a talk with the front office, and he could be back as early as next season because he is a free agent. He could just re-sign with the Angels and come back. In which case, if you're Philly and you don't win the World Series, not only did you give up 2 of your top 10 prospects, but now the guy who started, if he goes back, now he's back where he was. You didn't really get anything.
We've seen that happen before, actually a lot in Major League Baseball.
You're kind of seeing it, jumping the gun a little bit. You're kind of seeing it today because the Dodgers just traded for Ahmad Rosario again, who they traded for last year, and let him go. And now he's back.
Yep,
they did the same thing last year with Kike Hernandez. He let him go to Boston for a year or 2, and now he's back.
And the Padres with Profar. They just keep on coming.
That's another good one, yeah.
Yeah. This one was interesting. Isaac Paredes. We talked about the Rays just shipping everyone out.
Yeah, the Cubs getting that was not.
Why are the Cubs trading right now?
So I don't really understand this trade. Apparently, the Rays they really wanted Chris Mormel, whatever his last name.
Morel,
thank you.
The Cubs last year he was untouchable, and the Cubs loved him. They couldn't find a spot for him to play, even though his bat's good. But defensively, he's Joe Adell. Defensively, let's be real.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is that apparently the Rays wanted him last year, and they were thinking about getting him back if the Rays shipped the Cubs Tyler Glass. Now, obviously, that didn't happen. He went to the Dodgers instead, but they still end up getting their guy. I was just more surprised because this was a dude that was linked to Houston, New York, and the Dodgers, and just didn't happen. It went to the Cubs of all places. That I think that one's easily the most surprising so far.
Yeah, the Cubs buying, or was it a buy, or was I don't know. It was the weird.
It was a buy for future Cubs.
Yeah, it was an interesting trade. Yeah. And should we talk about the Fetty?
Yeah, we could.
It's a 3-way trade. Eric Fetty to the Cardinals. I think it's Fed, whatever.
something.
Tommy Edman and Kopech to the Dodgers. So the Dodgers making moves here. Now, these are just utility pitchers, utility bat with Edman, right? So the Dodgers trying to make moves to try to get some more, I guess, depth. Overall, I think the Cardinals made a good move to get another pitcher for the rotation. They're in the mix for wild card right now. And the Dodgers getting, another utility bat. How many utility bats do they have? All of them. And
so that's another interesting one. First off, forget the White Sox. They got prospects back. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
The Cardinals also suck, so I'm not looking too much into this deal for them. This deal has the Dodgers all around it. Okay, you got one starter that you needed. Okay. But they released they DFA'd another bullpen arm. That bullpen is in shambles.
For the Dodgers?
That Dodgers bullpen is awful.
Yeah, they're bad.
Like they're blowing late leads almost every week. But hey, let's have Biggio and Edman or Edelman or whatever the hell his name is.
Tommy Edman, man, the journeyman, utility man. Come on.
I think it's dumb because you have Mookie Betts coming back, Muncy probably coming back. These are your second baseman and your third baseman. Where are the other dudes going to go? Where are they going to go? It's just, and meanwhile, your bullpen is hanging on by Big League Chew. Like, what's going on here?
And here come the Padres getting healthier and better. I love it. Another trade that just happened a little while ago. Kikuchi, who was once one of the highest paid Japanese pitchers to come over that Toronto paid him. He is going to your Houston Astros.
So, okay, first off, let's loosen that term a little bit. Don't put you in front of me with the Astros, okay? Let's relax on that.
I saw you eat 9 hot dogs and drink 9 beers at a Houston Astros game, okay? You ate 9 glizzies, 9 glizzies in 9 innings.
I happened to live there, and the glizzies were delicious. So thank you. This one's interesting because if I remember correctly, I can't remember his exact stats, but he was not having a good year.
No, he's not. He actually, the end of last year and this year, he's been pretty. He's older though too. He came in as like one of the older Japanese pitching prospects. He's not a young buck to say the least. But
yeah, he is 4-9 with a 4.75 ERA. He does have 130 strikeouts. Does have a 1.34 WHIP, which is decent. And like you said, a little on the older side. He is 33. It's an interesting trade, and if I'm reading this correctly, the Astros gave up a lot to grab him.
They did.
Let's see.
They actually
including that's new. Including Joey Loper Fido. They're one of their guys that just got called up earlier this year. So he's actually been having a decent year, like as a rookie. But he's going to Toronto, and they gave up a bunch of other prospects for a guy who's So we'll see what happens with that. I actually like Loper Fido. That's an interesting move if you are Toronto. And speaking of Toronto, they've been very quiet for a team that doesn't look like they're going to do anything. I have a feeling that we're going to get at least one big splash from them tomorrow.
Well,
whether it's Bichette or Guerrero, I don't know.
Well, let's move into the next segment real quick while we have you until you go on your merry way. What big names will go? And I'll just start with this because you just thought of it. Is Bo Bichette being traded tomorrow?
I think Bo Bichette has a slightly better chance than Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I don't think Vlad goes anywhere. I mean, you would have to do Juan Soto Padres type of trade to get him, and I don't think that's going to happen.
On top of that, it's rumored that Vlad wants to stay in Toronto. Apparently, he really likes it there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that, which is good for him. Bo Bichette.
Yeah, he's
I'm going to say he does get moved. I think it's dumb to keep him at this point.
What team or teams do you think would be in the running to receive him?
See, that's the interesting part.
Cardinals are very interesting. Cardinals are very interesting for me.
If you want to, this would be out of complete desperation. But if you want to, Atlanta could go for him.
Atlanta needs all the help they could get. They are hurt, and they're struggling and going down right now. They need help. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what they do because I think if they don't make any trades tomorrow, they're probably throwing in the towel on the season, if I had to guess. Because they have to. So hurt. That's the one team I think would be a really surprising move is if they go get Bo Bichette. I don't think the Yankees really need him, at least at that area, because you still have Volpe there. And they have other holes that need to be filled.
Yeah, I'll say Atlanta goes for him.
And also, Jazz could also play shortstop if they need him to.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is
because
that
you
Jazz,
have when Stanton comes back, whatever your outfield's kind of there, right?
yeah. So something I thought was interesting is that Jazz has said that he wants to play second. However, Gleyber Torres is refusing to give up second base, even though he's one of the worst second basemen in the entire league. So just like that's typical Yankees. Like that is literally typical Yankees.
Here we are. Another name here that's been actually in the last 24 hours has made some noise here. Blake Snell.
I don't think he gets moved. I think the Giants understandably have some fool's gold in thinking that they're good because they just beat up on the Rockies, who are terrible. Yeah, I think Blake Snell ends up staying, or
Heavy T. You, myself, and Elliott can beat the Rockies.
That's fair. Yeah, probably
in Coors Field.
Yeah. So I think Snell ends up staying.
Okay. Interesting. The Padres could be in play to bring Snell back. It'd be interesting.
But the Padres, in the first place.
The Padres have been scrapping up pitchers, and Michael King's been great. Waldron's been great, and here comes rehab assignment for Musgrove. Yu Darvish is coming back. Elliott in the chat, he says hitting tingers at Coors Field, 6 Spruce Deep, baby. Hell yeah! But they're coming back, and the Padres bullpen adding Adam too. The Dodgers could be looking at something here. Only what? And big 3-game series in San Diego. Dodgers Padres start tomorrow.
Yeah, huge series.
The Padres could potentially cut that to 3 games between first and second.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Could be interesting. We talked about Jack Flaherty. Do you think? Obviously, I think he gets moved. Where does he go? What are we doing?
He goes. I think he ends up going to the Dodgers. The Kopech situation in Chicago, I think, has really messed with the Dodgers' plans. It's definitely messed with the White Sox plans. Now they're all screwed. They don't know what to do. So I think Flaherty ends up going to the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers have enough or are willing to give up enough for Skubal. So
yeah, I don't think he goes. He was on my list last week, but he's kind of off my list this week. I don't think he.
I think they settle for Flaherty.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit, believe it or not, I mean, they're only 2 or 3 games below 500 in the best division in baseball. They're building something there. I don't think they get rid of him. I think they've seen up to say, hey, maybe next year we could make a run here. So I think Detroit stays put. The biggest bat on the market, which I think will be moved tomorrow, and there's no reason for the Chicago White Sox to keep him. Not at all. And that's my boy, Lou Bob, a.k.a. Luis Robert Jr.
I agree. There's no reason to keep him. Where does he go is the question.
The Yankees are out now, right?
They're
outfield.
Are
they're
they?
outfield, dude. There's no way, dude. There's no way.
Are they out?
You can't play them all. You can't play all those outfielders.
I think you get Roberts and you bench Verdugo. Verdugo's been terrible this year.
Yeah.
So that's what I think you do right
Robert is better than Verdugo. I'll give you that.
Yeah, if you get Robert, you bench Verdugo.
And Stanton's coming back from the IL right now, and he's good for about 2 weeks until he hurts himself again. So there's also that
but
too.
Stanton, they could just, if they really want to, they could just throw him on the DH.
Yeah, but even there, you could put Verdugo DH. You could put Jazz.
No, Verdugo's been such a liability at the plate. I honestly think if they get Luis Robert, he will ride the bench. Like Verdugo is terrible.
All right. The Padres always make a big deal every year. The last 4 or 5 years, the trade deadline. Do they make a big deal tomorrow for a big name player? Yes or no? They're playing great baseball right now, by the way.
Maybe this is the year they decide not to, so they don't mess up the chemistry.
Yeah,
that's an interesting way to look at it. One other name I did mention last week that I don't think gets moved after what I've read. I think Brett Rooker ends up staying in Oakland. So apparently the A's are a little hesitant to move him.
Didn't something happen with him on social media over the last 24 hours?
Oh, no. So someone's he pokes some fun at some guy that messages him on Instagram. Some guy said like he just needed a Rooker single to hit his parlay or whatever. And he said, "My brother, I cannot begin to tell you how much I do not care," which is hilarious. Like, didn't swear or anything. Was pretty cool at it. But yeah, it's Rooker. He's probably going to end up staying. And honestly, if you're Oakland, I think that's the right move. Him, Mason Miller, who obviously isn't getting traded now that he broke his pinky, but him, Miller, and Lawrence Butler, those dudes are going to be the stars of that team eventually.
There's one Oakland A's player I do want to mention before you go, and that's Esteuris Ruiz. He's coming back from the IL. They didn't know what to do with him. They put him down to AAA the beginning of the season, which was
dumb. So I think they probably hold on to Ruiz. Now there's rumor that the reason that they sent him down to AAA in the first place is because he was with the I Stand With Oakland crowd. And basically, I'm like, no joke. I'm literally wearing
hell yeah.
Not even joking.
Elliott would appreciate that, man. He's an A's fan.
Literally, I stand with Oakland. So yeah, there it is. But yeah, so I think Ruiz probably ends up staying. And to close it out, there's still a couple Angels that probably end up getting moved. Now, obviously, this guy isn't going to be as big of a move as Bo Bichette, but the last bar merch, that's what it was. That's where this bracelet came from. Like I said, this guy isn't going to be as big as Bo Bichette, but Luis Rengifo probably gets moved.
Yeah, he's on my list. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I don't know where. I honestly don't know where he gets moved. He wouldn't go to Houston or Seattle because I don't think the Angels want to trade him within the division. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I did read a report that said the Angels don't want to trade with the Dodgers at all.
Good.
So
stop trading with the Dodgers, people.
But that's the interesting thing, too, because the Dodgers need starting help and bullpen help. And what team has both of those? Tyler Anderson and Luis Garcia are still available, and they don't want to trade them to the Dodgers. So that's interesting. Taylor
Ward else could use the bullpen help? The Padres. Come on, Angels. Come down south, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Luis Garcia could go to the Padres. I think I'd be fine with that.
I would love if that's the only trade the Padres did tomorrow. I would A+.
I mean, that would be something that would work because that's not a big enough move to alter the chemistry. And I think the same thing. Let's say hypothetically they went after Tyler Anderson. I think it's the same thing. It's not a chemistry altering move.
Correct.
As far as I'm aware, I mean, they could be locker room cancers, but I don't think so. But yeah, as to where they go, I do not know. Atlanta could sneak in and take Rengifo. If they decide to pass on Bichette and they go after Rengifo, that would be an interesting move.
They got Whit Merrifield. He hurt himself in batting practice. They have Nacho Alvarez Jr. doing nothing after they called him up. They need the help.
And then Ozzy Albies, fractured his finger. He's out for like 6 weeks.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, they are just, oh, God, it's bad. It's brutal. It's brutal down there.
I don't feel bad for them. They've won a championship recently. So I like seeing new blood. I like seeing new blood win, my friend.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, and one other team, they have also been quiet, but I think they do sell some pieces tomorrow. Your former world champion Texas Rangers, I think they do end up becoming sellers tomorrow.
Which we both called that they were going to not be good this year after last year's run.
That was an absolute fluke of the World Series. They are not a good team.
And I said the Diamondbacks wouldn't be good either, but here they are, like close to
the Diamondbacks are slowly putting it together. The Rangers are god-awful. So.
They're terrible. Yeah. No. Yeah. Here we go.
One last thing, because now I really have to go. One last thing. Expect the Mets to also make a move tomorrow. For what, I don't know, but they will make a move.
They have to. They absolutely have to. Yeah. Bullpen help, for sure. And starting pitching, man. They could use both. So it's probably going to be a pitching move for the Mets.
Tyler Anderson, Luis Garcia. Here you go. Dangle it right in front of you.
Luis Garcia to the Padres. He just fits. Perfect. Go from Garcia to Suarez. Love it. Hey, you have any one prediction? You may already know, but for Raw tonight?
Prediction for Raw tonight. Actually, I've been working, so I haven't seen too much. I did see the Wyatt Six did one thing.
Okay.
You know what? Now, for the Raw before SummerSlam, I'm going to say no prediction, and we're just going to watch it and enjoy it. Take us.
We are. And we will be talking about it on Wednesday when we do this week's Born to Heal podcast. covering everything latest in the WWE and AEW. We ain't covering AEW this week. You know why? Because SummerSlam is coming on Saturday, baby!
Full SummerSlam preview episode will be this week.
Yeah,
with picks included.
I'm turning off the Gold Zone to watch SummerSlam this weekend.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to suck is I'm going to have two TVs battling for the same thing. But actually, if I think about it, SummerSlam should start when the Olympics are basically on pause because it's overnight over there. So I think we're in the clear.
It's a full day. And then you got the Terrence Crawford fight after SummerSlam. It's a full day. Olympics, SummerSlam, Terrence Crawford. What a Saturday.
Blessed by the wrestling gods themselves.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Iron Sheik.
At Heavy T on air. And he will be joining us. By the way, we're doing the Guillotine League on Tuesday, August, was it 28th? 27th. 27th. And you'll be joining us as well. And the forum will go up right after the show. I'm putting up the forum to sign up. Spots are limited. It's already good. It's going to go quick. So get in right after the show. Go to MondayNightRants.com, fill out the form just with your name, your email, and we'll get you into the Guillotine League, the live draft. We'll do a show that Monday on the 26th. My dates are all off. But that next Tuesday will be like a 2.5 hour live show covering the Guillotine League. And you're welcome to anyone who's in the league can come on and join. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see if Elliott wants to do it. We'll get Elliott.
So you will be in it. I will be in it. I'm sure Thomas will be in it. My buddy, whose team name was Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers last year.
He's welcome back too.
He is going to be in it. He's already texted me about it. So there's 4 right there, man. That leaves us what, like?
We know Archon. We know Archon 56 will be in it again. He's welcome back. He made the championship. Will Corn 4 return? We don't know. We'll have to find out. Right after the show, go to MondayNightRants.com, fill out the form. Heavy T, get back to your job, man. Go back to work. We'll see you next week. Next week, all fantasy football. So get ready. We're going full football mode next week, baby. Heavy T for the FanDuel Studios in LA, baby. Give him a shout out. Love you, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Heavy T, always a pleasure getting your information you need for MLB trade deadline tomorrow at 1 p.m. our time. That's Pacific. If you're on the East Coast, that'd be 4 p.m. See? Math. But guess what? It's time to go Olympic mode. And also a little bit of Jordan Love, because I do want to talk about the Packers Jordan Love contract with my next guest, because he is indeed a Packers fan, and maybe some trade deadline questions too, because he's also an Oakland A's fan. How that happened, I don't know. I think the dude just loves the color yellow. Joining me next will be Elliott Jams from the Drew Show on New Rock 104.1. On the app, New Rock 104.1 app. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Elliott Jams next. But first, this
is a great rally right here between China and the U.S. right here. As you see, it don't stop to the casket drop. They rocking and rolling, back and forth. Give me that. No, I need that. Nope, over here. Nope, over there. What about over there? Nope, what about there? Nope, give me that. I need that. That too. Nope, sit down somewhere. Get down. Wait a minute. Hold it. Way up in the sky. Now down. Back up. Over there. Now over here. Get out the way. Move. I told you we need that.
That was a good point.
My man, Elliott Jams with a Z. Wow, rocking it.
Of course. Got to have that edge to it, you know?
Yeah, of course. That was Snoop Dogg doing badminton commentary, which was absolutely incredible. I don't know if you got that, but that was
no
over there. I was like, oh man, that's fast. Going over there.
No, I mean, I had to be on more broadcast. I mean, they had him for Planet Earth a few years ago, which top tier, awesome. Right? So we just need Snoop to do more things. Get him on Night Football for a game. Who knows? Maybe he loves it.
Maybe that's what Amazon needs to do to up their live coverage, is just have Snoop Dogg do the football games and sadly the basketball games coming soon.
Just have Snoop Dogg and then get Flav to do play-by-play, and I think we've got something special. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, boy,
he's over there in France right now supporting the water polo team.
Love it. So before we get into the Olympics, and we're gonna make some blind Olympic bets, that's for sure, which will be fun. Which will be a lot of fun. But you got to tell me, you're an A's fan, so we talked about the trade deadline. Do you expect the A's to trade anyone tomorrow?
Given their record with the last 10, 20 years of getting great players, building them up, and then giving them away for virtually nothing. This is about that they would do it. Or they would try and go, quote, all in, get it that's probably 4 years past his prime, and then give him away after the season's over. So, I mean,
it sounds about right.
I mean, I could see them making a move. Maybe he's their leading batter. He's basically their offense. If you kill that, then the A's are basically screwed. Although they've 5 of their last 7. Okay. They know how to beat up on some teams. So, no, they're not out of it. They're still only 14 games away from the wild card. Last season left, okay?
14 games. Okay.
Just 14.
Yeah, well, shorter than you think. Your Green Bay Packers made a big move, making Jordan Love the highest paid receiver in the NFL. And we were just on the Drew Show last Friday talking that it could happen, and it did, sure enough. Thoughts on that? Does he deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL after 1 year?
Well, first, we manifested that. We were talking on Friday on the Drew Show on 1041, 6 to 10, Monday through Friday morning. We made that happen. So if anything, we should get a percentage, like a little.
There you go. We made that. We made that happen.
Or at least like
we made that happen.
Something.
Yeah. Just one. I mean, yeah. And flight and hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Just cover it. No,
yeah.
Contract. It's a lot of money. It's not. But the Packers need a quarterback. Simply put, I mean, without a quarterback, a star quarterback, they are the smallest team in the country. They won't get the support, have the revenue. They won't have the support from the fans. They won't have support from broadcasting. So they need a star quarterback. So,
well, they're in a small market, yes, but they have a huge fan base across the country.
They do, but I mean,
one of the biggest.
I mean, they do. I'm all the way in Fresno. How I became a Wisconsin fan from Green Bay, I don't know. It's just family. You get thrown into a team, and I was very lucky to happen to get one of the best.
Do you own a cheesehead?
I do.
Hell yeah!
I keep it in my.
Next time you're on during the football season, you must wear one while you're on the show.
So I don't wear Packer gear during Packer games anymore.
It won't be a Packer game. It's going to be my show. You just have to wear it.
Okay, I can do that. That I can do.
How about this? Have you heard of Guillotine League Fantasy Football?
You're about to tell me about it, my man.
Okay. What we do here is something a little bit different than your typical fantasy football leagues. We have the Monday Night Rants Guillotine Fantasy Football League. And the way it works is we get 18 people. We all draft. We'll do a live draft here. It'll be on Tuesday, August. My dates, I feel like I told Heavy T 8 things. It'll be on Tuesday the 27th. We'll do a show on Monday, and Tuesday we'll have a live, it'll be like 3 hours draft, a Guillotine League. We draft, and after each week, whoever has the least amount of points gets eliminated.
Ooh, I love
all the
that.
way to week 17, where there's 2 players left and the most points wins. But there's a caveat. When your team gets eliminated, every person on your team goes into free agency for everyone to use their fab to get back. Do you want to be in this year?
Oh, that sounds awesome. Consider me in. That sounds great.
You're in. How many air horns you're going to get, I don't know, but you're in. You're in, Elliott Jams.
Well, especially when Jordan Love goes for MVP this year, and I get him 4th, 5th round, and everybody says, oh, you reach for him, and then he tears it up. And so it just works out for me perfectly.
You're in the Monday Night Rants Guillotine League. The live draft will be on the 27th of August. It's a Tuesday. And just come on for 10, 15 minutes and talk about the draft while you're drafting. It'll be on the Sleeper app. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll show the draft board here. We'll talk about it. We'll bring in all the contestants as they want. And it's a party, man. It was a party last year. It'll be a party again this year. It always gets the most views out of all my shows, which is weird.
So
because we're the only ones doing guillotine leagues. We're the only ones doing guillotine leagues.
It's a great idea. I have a question though. At what round do you think somebody's going to reach for Justin? Because there's always that guy that goes way too early for a kicker, and then it's up for them for like.
I got bad news for you. There are no kickers in this league or defense. It's all offense. So.
All offense. No special team, no defense.
Kickers.
Okay.
No defense. Nope. None of that. None of that bullshit.
Oh,
by the way, you can cuss on this show.
Kicker can be like your third best player if you get him right.
Nope. No kickers. No defense. Just all offense. I think there's 3 flex and then your typical starters and then you have the bench and it's a lot of fun, man. Last year at the end of the draft, I was going to go random because there's like nobody left, right? There's 18 of us all drafting. Right. So I just did random. It was this guy named Taj McGowan. And I'm telling the legacy of Taj McGowan. Everyone who watches this show knows when I end every show, I say, shout out to Taj McGowan. I did a random just auto draft. Taj McGowan came on my screen and he was drafted to my team. The last pick I had on the draft. He was a player that was on the practice squad for the New Orleans Saints. It turned out 2 years before I drafted him, he was on the practice squad for the New Orleans Saints in Sleeper. He is now like a general manager at a Chase branch. So my team name is Taj McGowan in the Guillotine League, and that's why at the end of every show I shout out Taj McGowan. A little Monday Night Rants lore for all you watching out there, all whatever 100 of you. Yeah,
I feel like you gotta
for all of you.
I feel like you got to change it to like Chasing Gold with Taj McGowan or something. You got to throw the chase.
I've been trying to contact him to be on the show. I want him to be in the Guillotine League, dude. I'm gonna send him another DM. I feel like a stalker.
You know, I don't know if you know this, Todd, but I'm like your big man. I've been with you for the practice squad days and the practice squad days and those other practice squad days. I ride or die with Taj. All right.
All four of those days. I was there, my friend. All 4 of those days.
Because it's the rise of Taj again.
the rise of Taj. That should be my name this year. Ooh. We're definitely going off track here, but it's okay because we're live. I can go as long as I want. It's my show.
Have a good time.
I have time restrictions. And I think I've already done all the commercials. I do have one left. Damn. I'll do it at the end. It's okay. As long as I play it, it's fine. Yeah, but let's talk Olympics. Let's talk Olympics.
All right, let's talk.
You are an ex-rugby player, maybe still a current rugby player. I don't know what you do in your spare time, but
wait, my legs are beat up. Okay. I can't get out of bed without my hip feeling like it's out of place. Like rugby, it was great for the years I played. I recommend it for everybody. I ain't playing it ever again.
So there goes my Sunday shot. I was going to challenge you to rugby. No, I was kidding. How big of an upset was Fiji losing in the finals to France in the Olympics? Because they've never lost an Olympic match before that. Was that crazy?
I mean, it's insane. It only has a great 15s team. They have an awesome 7s team, and they are easily the most entertaining rugby team you can watch. The way they play,
they were fun to watch. Yeah,
so exciting.
Except for that last game. That last game was not. They were terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, host nations always find weird ways to. Maybe they probably shouldn't. Now France has a good rugby squad. Their 15s is solid. They're always kind of in the Rugby World Cup. They have a good little setup. But to see Fiji go out the way they did, it is insane. However, for how good men's rugby has been, I've been following this women's USA rugby team.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about next.
Easily the most exciting rugby.
Nice segue, my friend. Nice segue. Because the women's, for the first time in Olympic history, a rugby team, men's or women's, has made the final 8.
I mean,
wait, final 4. Sorry, final four.
Final 4. Yeah.
In rugby history in the Olympics, USA women, and there's one girl. I don't know, was it Summers or what?
Summers is the captain. Yeah.
She is straight beast mode. She's like Marshawn Lynch out there.
I mean, there's a few of them. The whole 7 lineup is nothing but tanks. I mean,
okay, let's look at the final. Canada made it too, which is weird. But
so we take on New.
Do they have a chance? New Zealand and Canada, and then Canada plays Australia.
Yeah. So
obviously, do they medal? The United States? Do they medal?
They're meddling. They're meddling for sure.
They're meddling.
We can't do that here in the state of California, but if somebody bet in Las Vegas for the U.S. women's team to medal, Oh, absolutely.
Well, right now the odds would be lower or not as good as they were probably a month ago.
The way these women play is just bully ball. They're excited for contact. There's a lot of teams that play speed style. These girls, they want to get you in the ruck. They want to hit you even if they're breaking away. They'll go out of their way to stiff you just for the sake of it.
Let me look it up and see what the odds are for women's rugby here to win the gold.
I would imagine New Zealand probably got the best odds. Probably Australia in the 2, France 3. USA is probably the biggest underdog. I mean, why not throw some money their way?
No, Canada is the biggest underdog. It's New Zealand minus 175, and that's who the United States play. Australia is plus 150, and then plus 3,900 for United States, and plus 3,900 for Canada.
Sprinkle a little cash in there. Just sprinkle a little bit.
Sprinkle a little cash on America. Why not, right?
Exactly. $10 wins you what? Who knows? Something good. It's paying for lunch. That's for sure.
Yeah. Why not?
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Both the girls.
So you've been watching the Olympics. Have you been watching the Gold Zone? The Gold Zone is amazing.
So I've not been catching up with Scott, unfortunately. I mean, Scott, so I know he got hurt. He had a little boo-boo. He had an injury, but he returned.
He bled on his paper. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he bleeds for this country, man. I mean, patriotic moment.
That's right. But so far, from what you've seen, what has been your favorite event in the Olympics?
I would say right now it has been the women's rugby team. I mean, the women's rugby team.
Okay, you played rugby, obviously not. We'll take a rugby out of it.
Hang on. You asked me. I'm just responding. Hang on. So get them out of the way. I do love watching. Yeah. I do love watching the skateboarding, the men's skateboarding. We got silver, which is a bit of a bummer, but Japan.
Silver and bronze. Yeah. That was crazy. That last trick, by the way, I've been skateboarding. I was a huge skateboarder my entire life. That last trick that he did to win the gold, that's like his staple, but he doesn't land it often. It's like one of the hardest tricks ever. But he just landed it. It was the cleanest he's ever landed it in any type of competition. And 97? It was the highest scored trick ever. Like it was what he did was
awesome for sure. And so it's a bummer that the US didn't come back with it. But 2 medals, still getting podium, two podium spots is good. I will say swimming has lost a little bit of luster without Phelps.
Dude, the United States is just not as good at swimming anymore. And it's all the same names who have been there for the last 3 Olympics that are all older now, and all these young bucks. They're just out swimming us, man. Like, how many bronze and silvers do we need? We're like, if you ain't first, you're last, man. We got 3 golds right now, but we lead the medal count. Who cares? Let's get some golds.
See, I agree with you. There's 1 bronze, though, I do like, and that was the men's gymnastics team.
Yeah, yes, finally. After 16, 20 years of being medalists and all around, the men's today came through. Obviously, the women's will probably win gold tomorrow. They are the best team in the world. It's not even close. Their qualification where they weren't even doing anything. They were like 10 points ahead of second. It's like crazy.
Right. But I mean, the men's gymnastics, there's something there. I could see them maybe next time getting silver, even placing gold. They got a lot of great young over there, and
they're young.
That was some of the most. Gymnastics is always, I feel, kind of fun because the women's are so dominant. But when you watch the men compete, it's actually so exciting. I mean, to see them get.
I like the rings because they do the rings, and the women don't do like the rings.
Yeah,
the rings is crazy, man. Like that. Like I can't imagine the strength in your upper body to do what they do on. Like it's cool to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely.
What sport are you looking forward to the most that hasn't happened yet?
So I don't know if I've seen it. I think it might have started already, but I haven't really gotten to see a glimpse of it. I want to see more surfing. I thought it already, but
it started. It's there, but it's in Tahiti, which is 4,000 miles away from France because Tahiti is a French colony.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've been to France. But there ain't no waves there.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So what's cool is after the Olympics end at like 2:00 our time in the Pacific, you can watch surfing for an extra hour and a half because it's going on live in Tahiti, which is cool. And they do today monster waves, like 10-foot plus waves today. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw.
And tomorrow it's supposed to be even bigger.
So I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought maybe I saw one of them getting postponed either today or tomorrow because how crazy the weather was.
They were surfing today. I watched a little bit of it. I think yesterday it was postponed.
Okay.
And tomorrow we'll see how it is. But yeah. And by the way, Tahiti's like one of the most dangerous places to surf too. It's just crazy what they're doing. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I'm like, what are you doing?
But I mean,
when it's in America in 4 years and they do surfing, are they going to do the Pipeline or Jazz, which is two of the best surfing places in the world in Hawaii? One of them's in Maui, one of them's in Oahu.
Ooh.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
I think to surf on the Pipeline in the North Shore. Ooh.
I think you got to do it.
Now we're talking about surfing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, surfing's awesome. Surfing's
but
people.
It's in LA.
Yeah, people were given flack about like the extreme quote unquote sports a few years ago when like skateboarding first got brought in, surfing got brought in, and now
BMX,
breakdancing. Yeah. Like, I want to see those things happen. I want to see breakdancing.
Hey,
I want to see it all over France. I mean, maybe I'm weird, but I want men's and women's breakdancing team serve. I don't know why people weren't like excited or pumped to see breakdancing.
You got served. Olympics 2024.
That's what I'm saying, man. You don't want to see that?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. If it's on Gold Zone, I'll watch it because Gold Zone's amazing. But yeah,
Scott doing play-by-play on that, dude, it would be electric.
I don't know if he could. No, can you imagine Snoop Dogg doing play-by-play on breakdance?
Even better. Give me Mike Therese in there.
If you could enter, not rugby. If you could enter one sport and be good at it, what would it be?
Olympics.
Yep.
Not jousting. That's off the table.
It could. That's just not an Olympic sport. Not yet. We will petition that. We're gonna put it on the list.
We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. Let's see.
But like you would be good at it. Like you could be a master ping ponger, master badmintoner. Like you would just be good at it. What would it be?
I mean, badminton, I feel would be really funny because I think you could just become a character and then you be forever.
Those shuttlecocks go over 100 and something miles an hour at you.
Yeah, but just picture this: you're on the U.S. badminton team. This thick, burly mustache. You got some sideburns out, and you got that sweet USA mullet, smashing a shuttlecock, going however fast they go. Like, dude, you're telling me you wouldn't feel as patriotic as could be?
I guess.
Like,
yeah.
You would tune into that guy playing badminton every time.
Oh,
Is it?
It would be. You'd be like the Eastbound and Down of badminton.
That's what I mean, right? Like we need like a rock star to random sports, ping pong,
and he's like the best in the world at it too, like super good. Like
yeah, exactly. You just get this real cocky. Even give him make him Southern Louisianan, give him that Creole, that accent, and he's just blasting serves.
Blasting shuttlecocks all over the place.
That's what I mean. And then you interview him, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'll just smash your bone down there." What's going on? That'd be the best. Need more of that.
Okay, mine would be fencing. I just always thought it would be cool to be able to sword fight without getting stabbed. You know, be fun.
I feel like
to be really good at it.
Cool again. Add stabbing.
Okay. Wait.
But just
there wouldn't be any silver or gold because everyone would be dead. It would just be gold or nothing. I'm sorry, silver or bronze. It would be gold or nothing. Yeah.
You just make it maybe you change it instead of fencing to just slashing, and you just first to 3 cuts loses. I think you could do something
old gladiator status. Old gladiator status. I love that.
Exactly. I mean, the Olympians weren't they? Like they were
technically, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring back
and there was no silver or bronze. You either lived or you died. Like that was it. Like there
could only be one.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It was like I don't get a shiny medal. I get to live another day. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Fun.
gold or bust. That solo podium, I think that would just look so sick. I think we should do it.
All right. Jeez. Let's go over some blind bets here for the rest of the Olympics.
Yeah.
First, I do want to talk about an event that I really liked. Well, 3 years ago, but technically 4 years ago, or 4 years ago, technically 3 years ago, whatever. Men's speed climbing. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's like wall climbing, but like as fast as you can against other people. It's a lot of fun, and that's going on the 5th of August. And I really enjoyed it. Last Olympics, it's back this year, and the Americans have an actual really good speed wall climber here. He's plus 230 to China's Wu Peng, who's plus 220. His name is Samuel Watson, and I'm saying right now, my people, put some money on the American at plus 230. I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen speed wall climbing?
Man, I remember seeing clips of it, and at first it was like X Games, so I was like, oh, okay, like this is cool, and it is cool. I didn't realize it's an Olympic sport, though. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Make these sports
let me share some of this with you. Trying to make it go. Can you see this right now?
Yeah, I see it. Let's see, we've got some
Check this out.
You just
Let him go! Let him go!
yeah,
that's what I'm talking about right there. Let's watch that again, like that. Like it's
dude,
crazy.
they can
Here we go.
faster than I want.
Dude, yeah, it is crazy. That is what I'm talking about right there.
Dude, that's like those
we have an American
games they got going on where you just see
people
ladder. Dude, that was nuts. Yeah,
but
that was
bet
awesome.
the money. Plus 230 on Samuel Watson. By the way, the Olympic version, they go like up and they go like straight, like 90-degree angles up and then back over, and then like it's a lot longer, like crazier. It's cool. And
as it should be. They
it'll
should
be on
be
August
the best, the world's best. I mean,
so bet on the American Samuel Watson at plus 230. Get some money. Get some money there. I think he's going to win gold in this. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, I got one.
Then we have the well, go.
I don't know their odds. I don't know a lick, but I do know.
I can tell you real quick.
The men's beach volleyball, Team USA. I'm liking them. I think not only do they make podium, I think they win it all this year. They got that boy from Kevin Durant's NBA draft.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Chase Bellinger, I think?
Budinger, yeah.
Budinger.
Trying
and he's
to
just
find
a beast.
I have volleyball, but I think that's the normal volleyball. I'm looking at odds for beach volleyball. They don't have them. Well, that's stupid.
That is stupid.
Yeah. Here, volleyball. Yeah, I only have normal volleyball, not beach.
What are the odds for normal volleyball?
Let me go. Let me give it a good old goog here.
Let's give it a gander.
Yeah. The men's volleyball for women's or men's? Which one?
Let's go men's. We'll start men's, work our way down.
The men's is Poland are the favorites at plus 360. USA is plus 650. They're the fourth favorite. What do we do there? Do we just put money on USA? Do we go? Or France is plus 600. That's an interesting one. They look good the other day.
Is Japan still in it? I typically always kind of think Japan's awesome at volleyball.
Japan is plus 1100.
I might throw
Egypt is still in it.
Okay. All right. Shout out Egypt. Here you go. Still in it. Matters.
Yeah.
I might sprinkle on Japan there.
Yeah.
They're always
okay.
They've got a couple. I've always seen clips of their team, and they've got a couple of guys that can just serve the hell out of a ball. So if you can just, and that's what volleyball is. It is like just momentum. If you can get a couple of good serves in a row, you can steal a game really quick.
Definitely. I think the women's one 3 years ago, USA volleyball was 8 years ago. They were pretty good. So hopefully, they lost today to China. Actually,
Unbelievable.
Let's talk about track and field.
Okay.
Let's do some blind bets on track and field. Let's talk about the biggest event of the Olympics besides the women's gymnastics, and that's the men's 100 meter. We have an interesting race here. It's pretty much a two-man race because everyone else is plus 1,000 and above. It's between Kashane Thompson from Jamaica, and Noah Lyles from USA. Kashane Thompson currently live is plus 115 and Noah Lyles is plus 125. Now, Noah Lyles has had his history of getting hurt or not really showing up to the big one. And Kashane Thompson has been really, really fast for Jamaica over the World Championship stuff over the last couple of years. But the betting angles seem to like Lyles for the United States. Does the United States go back to Michael Johnson era and take the 100, or is it Jamaica still to win?
Why not now? Like, if not now, then when, right? Jamaica's been dominant in the 100 meter for half of not all of my life, right?
So you literally had a man named Usain Bolt dominate for 12 years.
Right. Like, and even if you're born named Usain Bolt, there's no way you're not going to be the fastest man alive. I don't really believe destiny or fate, but if you're named Usain Bolt, you're going to be fast. Unless it's one of those ironic biker names where you're hilariously slow.
And that's like legitly his actual name. Like that's not a fake name. That's not what he was nicknamed. His name is literally Usain Saint Leo Bolt.
What's crazy is that the middle name is equally cool. Like, it's not even like a lame middle name. It all is just kind of badass throughout.
Yeah. He's like destined to be the fastest man in the world for like 30 years.
Right.
Are there any other track events that you want to see that are and blind bet on real quick?
You know, I love a good
hammer throw
meter relay.
The 4x100?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's look here. The men's 4x100 relay. The odds: USA is the favorite at minus 280. Jamaica is plus 300. So there you go. USA, baby.
USA, and it's not even close. And frankly, they're the favorite, and it's still a plus 280, and you're not playing betting for you. All right.
It's true. I wonder what the hammer throw is, but apparently the favorite for the hammer throw is like super favorite. He's from Canada. His name is Ethan Katzberg, and minus 250, and no Americans even on the list here. Well, no, there's one. He's plus 3,200. Do you like throw a hammer like Thor? But by the way, everyone watching, we don't know. We're blind betting these things. We don't. Yeah, I don't know what a hammer throw is.
The swing throw? They do the ball thing and they swing a bunch and.
Oh, you know what? I bet that is it.
That's gotta be it, right?
That sounds about right. Oh, here you go. Shot put. USA, Ryan Krauser, the favorite to win the shot put at minus 185. And the second favorite to win the shot put, also from USA at plus 300. So we got shot put in the bag. Strongest Arnold Schwarzenegger's going out there, baby.
That's a dub right there.
Lock it up. Let's look at the pole vault here. Sweden minus 2,400 to win the pole vault.
Who cares?
Armand Duplantis. Let's look at Javelin. That's a favorite right there. Sweden, just give it to him. Javelin is here. I had it, but I lost it because I was going over the hammer throw. Got to threw me off here. Hold on. Decathlon. Ooh. Dude, I just saw this. That's a great radio right now.
People are waiting. The people need to know how is Javelin going to look.
Oh, javelin throw right here. Oh, this is a close race here in the javelin throw. Okay, there's three that are all plus, but they're all within 100 of each other in the javelin throw.
Okay, that's tight.
The favorite is plus 200 from India as Niraj Chopra, and then from Pakistan, Arshad Nadeem, and then is at plus 300 and plus 310 is Jacob Valdicek from the Czech Republic. Man. Who do you got? Who we betting on? Who we betting on, Elliott? I'm gonna go with Czech Republic. I'm going with Jacob Valdicek.
I'm thinking it's a packed lunch.
Put on the board.
I think it's a packed lunch in Pakistan, man. I think you pack it up.
You're going Nadeem? Okay.
I'm a Pakistan.
We'll run it back and see who wins. But I love that. The high jump. Another close one here. Three all within a couple or 100 50 of each other. From Italy, Gianmarco Tamburi is plus 160. Plus 300, Hamish Kier from New Zealand. And then from Qatar, Mutas Essa Basim, plus 300. I'm going New Zealand on this. I like Hamish Kier.
Although, you ever feel like this is the first time you're hearing about the Olympics?
Yes, all the time.
I feel like this is the first I've heard about Qatar being in the Olympics. And maybe I just don't follow.
I remember the first time I asked my mom, I said, how come we have a USA team and a Georgia team? I was like,
I mean, Georgia's been dominant in the SEC lately. We had to separate.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, USA men's basketball. Do you think they win the gold?
They have to.
Yeah.
They honestly have to. If they don't, it's going to be this letdown in the last 20 years.
Their next game that they play is on Wednesday, and they play South Sudan. Remember what happened before the Olympics with South Sudan? The United States is a 29.5-point favorite. Do you take South Sudan and the points in this one, or is this a trap from Vegas telling you that I feel like a lot of people are going to take South Sudan on this?
People to bet South Sudan. I think the
I
USA,
agree.
there's no reason they I think they're going to show like, hey, that was a fluke. That was sun. We're going to destroy you.
Okay. I agree. I'm not going to bet on it because that's a huge spread.
No.
I don't feel comfortable, but it's just interesting to me. Obviously, USA to win the gold medal, they are a minus 500 favorite. So Canada, which, by the way, Canada could give fits. Plus 1,000. Maybe a little money on Canada. They look really good.
I mean, Canada's just got a couple of players. They're good. And
they have a really good role-playing NBA team on that.
They've got a bunch of
good.
Like third best player roster that all lead to like one solid team.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray are not third best players on a roster.
I'm not shy, but Jamal, you could argue.
He's the second best on his team, obviously, because of the Joker, but he's still really good, solid.
I mean, Joker won. I think maybe it's a hot take. I think you could argue Michael Porter Jr.
Okay, moving on. The MVP. I like this bet right here, by the way. To win MVP of men's basketball in the Olympics, when it's all said and done, LeBron James is the minus 102 favorite. But however, what I just saw the other day from Kevin Durant, who, by the way, only missed a shot at the very end, to MVP plus 350, I'm willing to throw a little bit of change on that.
So LeBron has been the best Olympian basketball player so far. He's been the most consistent. He's clearly
he was the anchor in the preseason, but they've only played one game, and Kevin Durant was the best basketball player in that game.
Right. However,
he only missed one shot.
No, I know, and he's awesome, and he's also, I think, the number one scorer on the men's Olympic team history.
Yes,
I think it's him, Carmelo.
And if he wins the gold this year, he'll be the most decorative USA basketball player of all time. Over the Dream Team, over everybody.
The reason why I might just stay with LeBron is because I feel like Kevin Durant, for how great he is, you just don't know if he's getting off injury. Who's to say they don't try to bring him back too soon? Or maybe they have to change his minutes because Tatum didn't play and Kurgat was like, I don't know, sorry about that. Oh, maybe play in. So he might get his minutes cut. I don't think LeBron's going to get minutes cut. So I think you'll just have more opportunity for LeBron to just dominate.
Fair enough. But I'm not willing to bet minus money on LeBron to win an MVP.
No.
It's not. Yeah. However, I would put a little bit of change on Kevin Durant at plus 310 to win.
Anytime you can get a plus with Kevin Durant, you should take it. I mean, you dollars win 9, and then you've just covered everything. So, I mean, why wouldn't you take that?
True. We've talked about a lot of sports that we love. I'm going to talk about one that I hate.
Ooh.
And it's the same sport we just talked about, except why on earth do we need basketball 3-on-3 in the Olympics? Why do we need this? We already have basketball that's 5-on-5. Why do we need 3-on-3. And if you look at the teams, there are a bunch of scrubs who didn't make the actual basketball team. Do you know who the captain is of the United States 3-on-3 team?
No way I would know.
Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, no, that's sick. No,
it's not. No, it's not. That tells you the team. We don't need 3-on-3 basketball in the Olympics. Why do we have this? We don't have jousting, but we have 3-on-3 basketball?
Hang on, though. I think we should just get like only our goofiest players to do it. Like, you'd have Jimmer
Fredette.
No. Here's my three, okay? You get Jimmer Fredette. You get Jeremy Lin for some last.
I'd be down to see Jeremy Lin at 3-on-3.
And just to throw just a little sprinkle in, throw in Baron Davis. He can still ball. Like, bring in some guys from the Mountain Dew League.
Dude, I swear Ice Cube had to be a part of this because this is crazy. And they're not even the favorite to win. Serbia is. Serbia. What? Yeah, with Marko Brancevic, Dejan Mastrovic, Stradia Stojanovic, and Mihalo Vasic.
Okay, cool. Serbs.
Yeah, Serbs. Like how? Yeah.
They're probably
like,
just
how is that better?
Brothers.
Yeah, but they're all younger because like Jimmer for Jesus, dude.
Jimmer's like
Kareem Maddox.
Something.
Who's Cannon Barry? Is that Barry's son? It is. That's Rick Barry's son. What?
You know what I think they should do? They should cut out.
Who's Kareem Maddox?
They
Dylan
should cut
Travis.
out 3v3.
Who are these people?
And they should just do 1v1 ISO ball. ISO 21.
I would rather watch that. Just get our best of the best one-on-one. I want to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go one-on-one with Anthony Edwards.
Right. Dude, that's highlight basketball.
Dude, everybody would watch that.
You're telling me you don't want to see Giannis take on KD in a game of 21? That game would be awesome.
Hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah. I think you're onto something here. 3-on-3 sucks. You know what? You're right, Elliott. One-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see one-on-one in the Olympics. Are you looking forward to flag football, by the way? Oh, wait, that's not this year, right? That's in 4 years. Dang it.
I don't know. You know what? I do feel, though, because I believe there's a particular pair of eyes watching the stream right now. He did make a good suggestion, so I got to give him credit where credit's due. My better half, Drew from the Drew Show, he said, bring on Slamsketball. I got to say, I love the idea. I love it. See, that's 3v3 you could get.
I am in for Slamsketball. Yeah, I am so in for Slamsketball. I'm in. With trampolines, basketball, and hurting each other. Like, what could go wrong? Like,
yeah, it's WWE with a basketball. How do you not want to watch that?
I'm in. Slamsketball. Bring it on. How come every time you're on the show, we talk about what sports should be the Olympics? This is the Olympic special. We're talking about what sports should be in.
You know why? Because we're innovators. We're idea men, all right? We think outside the box. And sure, it's a little crazy, like slash instead of fencing or jousting. But you know what? We want viewership in the Olympics, all right? We want people to be watching.
That's right. I agree. I think Slamsketball would be fantastic. I think jousting would be fantastic. But let's talk about some random sports that we could just throw some real quick blind bets on, and then we'll call it a merry adieu into this Monday evening. Are you in? Have you seen handball at all?
Yes. Handball is
what is that? What is
handball?
What is it?
Handball's like hockey in a sense without the sticks, so you're just throwing the ball. Think of it almost
to each other, and then it's crazy.
Like you got players in positions. You've got basically like a field hockey, like field or court, whatever.
When I saw a handball, I was like, oh, like butts up. No.
If it's the thing, I'm pretty sure it is. It's basically like land water polo. Like you have players hold the ball, and then you just get these like tomahawk Superman punch throws into the net. It's weird. It's goofy. It's awesome. It's an awesome sport. It's so much fun.
Also, field hockey, I don't get either. They can only shoot within the arc, and then like literally their sticks look like candy canes. like upside down candy canes, and like I'm just looking at their backs as they're bending over. I'm like, oh man, oh, it hurts my back
It
to watch.
looks like I had this when you were in like middle school or high school when you had to do like weird PE, and they were like, oh, and they're these goofy little like plastic sticks, and you're like, all right, go hit a puck around or something. Gymnasium.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it's just it's weird, and like apparently the Netherlands are super good at it. So there's that. I'm trying to find like some like okay, here we go. We're gonna do random bet. We're gonna give our random best bet on weightlifting. Men's over 102 kilogram. Nope, that's not. Nope, man. There are tons of favorites in all these that are crazy. Here we go.
I feel like there's got to be somebody from like Eastern Europe that's just got to be a heavy favorite. There's always like a guy from Estonia.
Here's how crazy this is. Here's how crazy this is. Of the top 3 favorites in this, I can't recognize the short pronunciations for the countries that they're favorites for.
That's what I mean.
INA?
ANA?
INA. Indonesia. Okay, Indonesia is one of them. And then Thailand? Dude, there ain't no way in Thailand some dude is a weightlifter. What? Bet all the money on him, baby. I'm betting all the money on him. Wow.
Getting tied down? You're getting
plus 850 for Wirafan Wachama to win the men's weightlifting 73 kilogram gold, baby. Put on the board.
Those weightlifting competitions are awesome, though. I mean, those are always
they're fun to watch. Yeah.
Weirdly super hype when you see them lifted over their shoulders. It's like looking at Atlas pick up the world. It's crazy.
I do always feel bad for them because their lifespans all seem to be shorter because of everything they put into it and everything. And it's like, that's not the healthiest of things to do for a career, man.
Sure.
Like it's, yeah.
But
there you go.
They're almost primal. It's almost caveman at Neanderthal-esque of just man lift rock, man lift biggest rock, man win.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Romans and the Greeks probably did that as well back in the day. Oh, shoot. Cavemen did that. All right, man. Well, there's some bets for everybody.
If you
remember, bet on the American and the speed wall climbing. Watch the speed wall climbing. It's incredible. Give it a go. And also, while you're at it, listen to The Drew Show on New Rock 104.1 every weekday morning at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific. And if you don't live in the Central Valley here and you're watching from the East Coast right now, there ain't no excuse, son. You know why there's no excuse? Because there's an app for that. The New Rock 104.1 app.
There's also podcasting on Spotify and SoundCloud. Just type in The Drew Show on both. Bada boom, bada bing, you found us. But make sure, we want you to tune in every day, but we do have our very own Edward Raus every Friday. Sports, nerd news, blind bets, shot in the darks, all the fun stuff. So make sure you tune in to New Rock 104.1's The Drew Show, Monday, Friday, 6 to 10 a.m.
And the best part about listening to the SoundCloud, the Spotify too, is no commercials. Just straight Drew Show all the way through. Yeah, it's great. I listen to it while I'm barbecuing my ribs for my NASCAR weekends. You know what I mean? You gotta. There aren't no NASCAR. We're off because NBC. I know.
What are we doing here?
Dude, I felt naked yesterday. I woke up and I started watching Gold Zone and I went, all right, it's time to go out and prep the ribs. And I went, wait a minute.
Can't do it. It feels naked.
There's no NASCAR today. I can't make the ribs today. I said, babe, sorry, no ribs today. She went, what? It's Sunday. I said, there ain't no NASCAR on.
NASCAR. If I can't get a barbecue stain on my Dale Earnhardt Jr., you're sure be doing. All right.
Yeah, we did go to Westwoods for her birthday, and I did have ribs, so I got it in.
And I give it a pass. I
still got it in. I still got it in, just not in the traditional sense. That's for sure. All right, Elliott, man, that was a blast. We've got way too long, but not long enough. We could probably go for the 4 hours we wanted to. Was it what Thursday activity day? I make ribs. Okay. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
It would take a lot longer than 4 hours to make my ribs, my friend.
Just wake up at 2. You know what? Wake up at 2. Start the Gold Zone.
Okay.
And then
Hey, all right. You know what? I'm in. Aren't you guys doing a Drew Olympics on Thursday?
We are. We had first round. We had listener Suspicious Orc take home the first round, the first gold, if you will.
Shout out to Suspicious Orc, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to send him a link to our guillotine link too.
Good idea. Odds are he'll pick Christian McCaffrey the second he tears his ankle, and he'll complain because he feels he's cursed because he picks him every year.
Okay, well, he better have the first or second pick in our league out of 18. So we'll see how that goes. All right, my friend, let's go on your merry way. I know you got to get ready for your show bright and early tomorrow morning on New Rock 104.1. Listen to the app or listen to it on demand. And also check them out at give your own social so people can follow you as well.
Yeah, no problem. On Instagram, it is New Rock Elliott. Give the Drew Show 104.1 as well a follow on Instagram. And then I am on X, whatever it's called now, at Elliott Jams. And, give me a follow there. Please just repost random goofy shenanigans that I see. But you know what? It makes me, and that's what matters.
And because this isn't terrestrial radio, look out for his Friday Flat Fuck Friday post, baby!
That's right. Got to, you fucking losers.
That's right. All right, man. Well, stay with me till the end, okay? And we'll go out. From myself, from everyone here on Monday Night Rants, at Heavy T, thanks for all of his great insights on all the Major League Baseball trade deadline news. More tomorrow. Stay tuned. Go to MondayNightRants.com for all your information, all your bets, his MNET franchise series, and, of course, Born to Heal podcast, which we're doing on Wednesday this week. And the Guillotine League sign-up form will be available right after this show at MondayNightRants.com as well. Elliott Jams, The Drew Show, thanks for joining me as well. Shout out to everybody. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your week of Olympics. Enjoy your rest of the week of training camp. Enjoy your baseball. Next week, we go full fantasy football mode, baby. Pads are on, and we're here. As always, shout out to my boy, Taj McGowan. We'll see you next week.
Shout out, Taj.